YouTube. Welcome back to another episode of K-Dub Palace. I'm your host K-Dub, and today I'm gonna be honest with you. Gonna get right into it. I'm gonna spend 5 minutes talking about each team. Hopefully I've been enjoying the playoffs. I'm not gonna speak on the Memphis OKC game because watching Memphis has been very difficult to watch. They haven't really been engaged, in my opinion. So OKC been giving them. They've been killing them. I'm not gonna lie, they've been killing them. But let's get right into it. Pacers and Bucks. The Bucks fall again to the Pacers. They are now 0-2 in the series. Pacers are up 2-0. In Dame's return, Dame had 14.7 rebounds. Giannis had 34 points, 18 rebounds, and 7 assists. Bobby Portis had 28 and 12 off the bench. He needs to start probably over Brook Lopez, in my opinion. On the Pacers side, Tyrese Halliburton had 21, 5, and 12. Siakam had 24 and 11. It got really chippy in this game. Siakam and Gary Trent went at it. Then Gary Trent went at it with Benedict Mathurin. Then later on in the game, in the fourth quarter, Dame and Tyrese Halliburton were going back and forth. And then Bobby Portis got involved. He was going at Siakam and then Siakam and Dame. And it was a lot of back and forth in this series. This is definitely a start of a rivalry, but I'm not going to call it a rivalry right now because they haven't really been in battles like that for a long period of time. So I'm gonna just say this is a start of a possible rivalry for the future. But as far as the Bucks, the Bucks gotta lock in. The Bucks go back to Milwaukee for Game 3 and 4. They gotta lock in. Obviously, the Pacers they're a lot better at home than away because they have the home crowd to back them up. But yeah, maybe let's see. We definitely have to see how the Bucks kind of snap out and kind of get back into them playing a better basketball, and they can go back to Milwaukee and hopefully win back to back and be 2-2 and then hopefully beat the Pacers in 6. But right now it's looking like the Bucks might lose. They might either get swept or they might lose in 5 if they don't lock in. So let's see what the Bucks can do moving forward. Giannis got to keep dominating, but at the same time, when you have a team with Dame and Giannis, you're expected to dominate, and they haven't been dominating. I seen Mad Dog earlier. He was talking crazy about Dame, saying that he's saying all types of stuff. Usually when you don't like a person, you'll speak negative about them and don't acknowledge their greatness. So obviously he's stuck in the 60s and 70s, and that shows his ignorance to the current players today. And that's why I don't really watch First Take on Wednesdays like that because of Mad Dog. But today I did because Snoop was in there. Unfortunately, Chris Russo was on the show, obviously, but he needs to grow up. Still needs to grow up. He's saying when Dame does this, it's disrespectful. He just making up shit, trying to get clicks, trying to go viral. You know how that shit go. But anyway, but that's besides the point. The Bucks have to lock in. Right now, the Pacers are running. They're toying with the Bucks, like they're having their way against the Bucks, and it's embarrassing towards Milwaukee. Doc Rivers, a game plan needs to be changed within the offense, and Kyle Kuzma needs to be better. And I'm gonna be honest, Taurean Prince, it's time to move Taurean Prince to the bench. I think you put in AJ Green, who's a lethal shooter. He played 12 points and didn't even score. I think if he starts, because he's a good 3-point shooter, if he starts instead of Taurean Prince, it gives them more shooting in the backcourt, or start Gary Trent. But but the Bucks are down 0-2. The Bucks are in trouble. And I know this is Dame's first game back. He's trying to get his legs on them a little bit, which is understandable. But the next time they play is Friday, so they gotta lock in. They got 2 days. You know what I mean, to lock in. So hopefully they can turn it around. Lakers Bucks. The Lakers finally got the win. Um, they played really well against the Timberwolves yesterday. Luka was having his way. Gobert was getting fried on the perimeter, and the Timberwolves have to. They have to have an offense to where Gobert is not on the island by himself. They have to work on that, on their defensive schemes, because for some reason, every time they run a play, Gobert ends up at the top of the key guard, and history has shown that it hasn't ended well for Gobert when he guards at the top of the key or on the perimeter. Luka had got him a few times. He missed him, but Austin Reeves had got him and shook him crazy and scored on him. Yeah, I mean Gobert had 6.6. Yeah, Gobert is just trash. Mike Conley didn't score. Julius Randle at 27, Anthony Edwards at 25. He shot 10 for 22, 45.5% from the field, 2 for 8 from three. Their whole team was in foul trouble. I think Nas Reed had 5. DiVincenzo had 4 fouls. They were in foul trouble a lot. I think McDaniels had 4 fouls. It was a crazy game for fouls. Obviously Gobert. Luka took a hard fall from McDaniels. He tripped him up, and Luka charged at the ref. He didn't get a tech, but he was close. But as far as Julius Randle, the game was very physical. Even the Bucks and Pacers game was physical. In the playoffs, it's going to be physical. It's going to be physical. So we can expect that because it's playoffs. We can expect that. So yeah, it was very physical, but the Lakers were able to get the win. The series is now 1-1. The Lakers won. The Lakers won the game 94-85. It was a lot of defense being played. This was probably one of the lowest scoring games in the playoff series. Neither team scored over 100 points, so you can tell there was a lot of defense being played. Finney Smith was hitting a lot of shots. He had 7 points, but he hit a lot of clutch threes. Gabe Vincent had a couple of clutch threes. Luka had 31, 12, and 9, almost a triple double. Austin Reeves had 16, 5, and 5. Brown had 21, 11, and 7. Brown needs to be more aggressive. I know Luka is the focal ball handler now, and he's taking all the shots, making the big plays. But for the Lakers to go further, LeBron has to be aggressive, and he needs to step up as well. But Luka has been successful when the ball is in his hands. So, and Rui Hachimura, it was like they played great defense, but I do think that Dalton Connect needs to be playing in this series. I think he needs some burn. Jared Vanderbilt, even though he didn't score, but his presence is well known on the Lakers. God damn, no. Anyway, so yeah, man. But shout out to the Lakers for getting the dub. They needed to win this game because it didn't look good the first game. They lost by 20-some points. It didn't look good. So now they'll play Friday, I believe. So we'll see what happens on Friday. So yeah. Now, as far as tonight, the Celtics, Jayson Tatum is doubtful with with a wrist injury. He's doubtful for game 2. So he probably won't play. So Jaylen Brown will look to take on the heavy load tonight as a focal point of the offense. And he'll take on that scoring role. And he'll be the leader tonight, along with Derek White, Drew Holiday, and Porzingis. So yeah, we'll see what happens. We don't know what happened next game, if he'll play on Friday. I want to say Orlando wins today, but the Celtics are so good, even with Tatum out, they can still win. So even though I think the Celtics will win regardless, but I still got Orlando beating the Celtics. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, that's going to conclude this episode. Obviously, Peyton Pritchard won $6 million a year. Shout out to Peyton Pritchard. Tonight, I don't know if they're going to announce. I think tonight maybe they'll announce a finalist. Let me look on Twitter just to see if oh, breaking news: Jimmy Fredette is retiring from basketball. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if oh yeah, obviously also Landry Fields got fired as the Hawks GM. I'm trying to find where is that if they have a I'm trying to see if they're going to announce like they're going to announce any more awards like for oh well Ace Bailey is going to the NBA draft and Cooper Flag declared for the NBA draft, so shout out to them. Obviously we knew Cooper Flag wasn't going back to college. But yeah, right now I don't see any other awards getting announced. But Sixth Man of the Year award definitely Peyton Pritchard. Shout out to Peyton Pritchard. I'm gonna assume the next award is probably gonna be Coach of the Year. And I know the Cavs coach Kenny Atkinson is one. JB Bickerstaff is one. The other one is Ime Udoka. I think JB Bickerstaff should win Coach of the Year. In my opinion, because I mean, like the Pistons were the worst team in the whole NBA last year to now being in a competitive series, first round playoff series against the Knicks. I mean, Kate Cunningham is the best player right now. I got JB Bickerstaff. Yeah, so hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. We'll see what happens in the playoffs for tonight. But again, subscribe, like. I'm your host K-Dub, and appreciate you watching K-Dub Palace. And yeah, we out.